Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you are all doing well at your home. So, in the last video, we discussed arguments against democracy, and while reading arguments against democracy, we were discussing that we will prove all these arguments against democracy wrong, and we will be studying very soon arguments in the favor of democracy, right? So, here we go. So, today we are going to start with arguments in favor of democracy. Let us get started. So first argument which is in the favor of democracy or with which we support democracy is democratic government is better government because it is more accountable form of government. Okay. When we say accountable, what do we mean by accountable? Accountable means answerable. Okay. Means if something happens, then government has to answer, right? So if any bad condition, or you can say people are struggling, or else you can say whatever happens in the country, government is accountable or answerable for that. Okay. So you can again take the example of recent situation in India because of coronavirus. Everywhere you can say situation of peasants, then workers, daily wage workers, right? So their condition we all are aware of, right? So here it is government who has to do something for them because government in democracy government is accountable. Okay, government has to answer because of this lockdown these workers has to have to suffer, right? They are you can say stuck up somewhere, they are traveling to their homes and all. So government looks after that. Government just cannot say that we means we are unable to look, or we cannot look, or we will not look, whatever, because such behavior of the government will lead to, you can say, fall of government, right? So government has to answer. So here we are taking example of India and China both. Okay. So what happened? There was one famine, a big famine in China in the year 1958 to 61. This was the worst recorded famine in the world history. Okay, worst recorded means so big means from 1958 to 61, and during this famine, around 3 crore people died. Okay, so this is why we say this was the biggest recorded famine in the world, where 3 crore people died. Okay, during those days, India's economic condition was also not good. Okay, it was not better than China, not much better. Yet India did not have famine of kind of China. Why? Because this was a result of different government policies in the two countries. Okay, as we say that China and India, in China that famine occurred, but such big famine has not occurred in India, means ever. Reason, because in China we have communist form of government, and in India we have democratic form of government, right? So how the government policies can lead to such you can say famines, or how it can prevent also? Because in the existence of democracy in India made the Indian government respond to the food scarcity in the way that the Chinese government did not. Because in India we have democratic form of government, so government has to respond to the food scarcity. Okay, means those days if India's economic condition was not good, but then too, being democratic government, if there was any food scarcity in different parts of India, government had to respond to that. Okay, because government is accountable, government is responsible. Okay, so government responded in, you can say, very good way, very nice way. You can say government looked after the, you can say, food supply to those people wherever there was a food scarcity or food shortage. But Chinese government, as it is not accountable, not responsible, not answerable to people, so it did not look after. Okay, and the situation led to famine then. So they point out that no large scale famine has ever taken place in an independent and democratic country. Okay, if we take about any you can say example of any democratic country, such famines have never occurred. But if China too had multi-party elections and an opposition party and a press free to criticize the government, then so many people, many may not have died in the famine. Because what happens in democratic form of government, there are different parties, right? There is opposition party. So if something like this happens and opposition parties, they always raise such issues in front of government, then government has to respond to that. But as there is only one party, so there is no one to criticize government. Media is also not free to criticize government. So it led to that famine in China. Okay. Otherwise, let us say if it was some other country, then democratic country. If we take example of India only, right now during lockdown, there are so many parties blaming government that they are not looking after these workers and all those who are, you can say, stuck up somewhere, you know. So they are staying in the camps. So government has to do. it is not so that it is just that opposition parties are saying then only government is doing. Yes, government is doing by themselves also, but at the same time, if government was not good, then that time the opposition parties and the media, they would have forced government to do all this. Okay, it happens only in democratic government where there are multi-party systems, and you can say where there is free media to criticize government. So this example brings out one of the reasons that why democracy is considered the best form of government. Okay, so this reason, I hope you will also agree that this is the reason why democracy is considered as the best form of government, because it responds to the needs of people. So democracy is better than any other form of government in responding to the needs of people. A non-democratic government may and can respond to the people's need, but it all depends on the wishes of the people or who rule. Okay, it is not so that in China, communist government or all the rulers of communist government, they will never ever you can say respond to the needs of people. It is not so. They can also respond. Rulers can be good. You can say dictators can be good. Kings, monarchs can be good, but there is no guarantee. Okay, it just depends on the people, or you can say the person who is ruling. But in democracy, there is guarantee that government has to respond. Okay, so if the rulers don't want to, they will not look after the people. So a democracy requires that the rulers have to attend the needs of people. So here comes the first argument in the favor of democracy is democratic government is better form of government because it is more accountable form of government. I hope this is clear to you. So in first we have taken example of India and China. We have compared. Okay. I hope you have understood. Now second is democracy improves the quality of decision making. Now if you remember when we were studying that arguments against democracy, there we studied one point as that in democracy so many people need to be consulted. It creates delay. Okay, that we cannot take quick decisions. Now we will prove that point also, you can say, in the favor of democracy. How? Let us see. So democracy should lead to better decisions than any non-democratic government. Why? Because democracy is based on consultation and discussion. Yes, we agree that in democracy delays can be created in taking decisions, but no other government can take, you can say, such quality decisions which democracy can take. How? Because in democracy so many people are consulted, right? So many people put their heads together to take any decision. So the possibility of you can say regarding the decision of being wrong, it is, you can say, it is not there, right? So these people, they discuss that if this law is passed, then what can be the reactions of people, how it will affect the country, people, poor, rich, or you can say economy, trade, our relations, everything. So every aspect is looked after or discussed before the law is passed. Okay, because each person has different perspectives, right? So they think all these things before the law gets passed. So there are no chances, or you can say very less chances, that the decisions may prove wrong. Okay, so this is the reason we say democracy can create delay, but these delays always lead to better decisions. Okay, so democracy is based on consultation and discussion, but a democratic decision always involves many people, discussions and meetings, right? So they are able to point out possible mistakes in any decision. So people point out the mistakes even before the decision is taken, right? Means it is executed. So all those possible mistakes are before only they are tackled. So this may take time. Yes, it is time-taking process, but the advantage of time-taking is important decision is it reduces the chances of rash or irresponsible decisions. Okay, so it will not happen that government has taken any decision in hurry or in haste, then the decision, the result of the decision, it has, you can say, very irresponsible results, or you can say people are badly affected, or our relations with the country, whatever. So it will not happen like that. Okay, because before only we have discussed all the negative points also, all the possible mistakes also, so we have tackled them before. So this is the second argument in the favor of democracy, that democracy improves the quality of decision making. Now when you are writing your answer in arguments in the favor of democracy, you write these as I have written here as points, then you discuss them. Okay, these you can say to explain, you write in the same way. Okay, here also you will be writing one question, one long question only, that how democracy, you can say, here where short 3 mark questions can also be made, that how you can say that democracy is accountable form of government. So you can explain the first point. Then how democracy improves the quality of decision making. Then there also you can explain these points. So now we are going to study the next. So in this way, the question can be asked from in the favor of democracy, that different points can be asked for 3 mark, okay, separate points, and whole together also it can be asked for 5 marks, okay. So now let us start with the third argument in the favor of democracy. Democracy provides a method to deal with differences and conflicts. Let us see this. So this is related to the third argument. In any society, people are bound to have differences of opinion and interest. Now we have studied in power sharing chapter diversity on the basis of language and on the basis of religion, right? So whatever society it is, whether the country is small or big, so differences we are bound to get, right? People will not have same opinion on any issue. So these differences are particularly sharp in the country such as ours, India, right? We have great social diversity, not only on the basis of religion, but language, culture, regionality, races, right? So we have different kind of people living here. People belong to different regions, speak different languages, practice different religions, and have many castes, right? So caste is another diversity. So in India, we have all these different, you can say, diversities. They look at the world very different and very, you can say, have different preferences. So these people, they look at the world very differently, right? They have their own perspective of looking at the world. So the preferences of one group can clash with those other groups. So for example, you can say when the Citizen Amendment Bill was passed, actually there was no wrong intention of the government, but few, you can say, group of people, they thought it was against them, right? So it can happen that their way of looking at, you can say, any decision of the government, and not only the, you can say, laws and all, but whatever in the society, so people may have different perspective of looking at the things. So sometimes it then leads to conflicts. We have seen the results. So the conflict can be solved by brutal power. Whichever group is more powerful will dictate its terms, and others will have to accept that. So what happens if it is not democratic form of government? So there what happens in such situation when conflicts arise, when there are, you can say, differences between people, differences of opinion, sometimes it leads to violent ends also. So in such case, who is going to, you can say, in power? Whoever is in majority, whoever is in power, right? Who has, you can say, more resources. So issue can be resolved with brutal power. Brutal power means, you can say, with force, using force. Okay, the issue can be solved, or whichever group is powerful, right? They are only going to, you can say, dictate their terms. Okay, so others will have to then accept. But that would lead to resentment and unhappiness. As under the rule of British, we know that British had power, right? British had army. So Indians were actually not happy, but they had to follow the rules made by British, right? So what did it lead to? We have seen the revolt of 1857, then we have seen struggle towards independence. So it leads to resentment and then struggles, right? Popular movements against this system. So it can happen that with the use of force, with the use of power, we force people to follow those rules, but it can lead to such situations. Okay, so now what happens? Democracy provides the only peaceful solution to this problem. In democracy, no one is permanent winner or no one is permanent loser. Okay, so different groups can live with one another peacefully. In a diverse country like India, democracy keeps one country together. What happens? Democracy does not follow any of such rules. In democracy, if conflicts arise between people, so democracy provides very peaceful means of resolving those conflicts. Okay, so how these conflicts are resolved? No one is permanent loser or no one is permanent winner. It is not so that, such as if we take example of you can say political parties here. So it is not like that now BJP is forming government since 2 times together. consecutively. So it is not so that now BJP is in power, so every time it will only be in power, because it right now it is powerful, so it can affect the results of you can say next election. It is not so. So democracy provides chance to each and every political party, whether it is small or big, to win, okay, and to lose also. Okay, so even if the conflicts arise between people, then Constitution has provided us different methods to deal with the differences very peacefully, not by just forcing anyone, or you can say not by the use of brutal power. Okay, you can say not by, you can say, beating people, right, punishing them unnecessarily, right. So this does not happen in democracy. So both the sides, they are given proper time to prove themselves, right? If someone is found guilty, then they are punished according to the constitution, right? So there is nothing like that. Ministers will or the government will punish someone. It is all depends on the judiciary, right? So different groups can live together with one another peacefully. We see in India that this is possible only in India, that we are different people. Like if we take example of different states, it is not so that if we take example of Gujarat, then only Gujaratis are living here. You will find people here from different states, right? From different caste, background, regions, religion, caste, right? They are having different cultures, but all are living very, you can say, in harmony here, right? They are living peacefully with one another. We share our culture, we share our food, right? So it is not so that we are enemies of each other, right? So it is possible only in democracy, because we know that government or the law or the constitution treats each one of us equally, right? So this is why we say that democracy provides method to deal with the differences. Okay, so you can say that democracy provides method to deal with differences and conflicts, means in a peaceful way, right, which is not possible or which does not happen in any other form of government, right. So today we are taking in the next part, and there only we will discuss the last topic also, which is broader meaning of democracy. I hope you have understood today's topic. If you find any difficulty or query, please write to me in the comment section. See you soon. Thank you.